Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel and our new segment titled Insurance Talk 2025. Today, I'll be sharing information with you regarding cancer insurance, why it's important, and how it can help you. So, let's get started. According to the American Cancer Society, 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. Everyone knows someone who has been diagnosed with cancer, so you're very well aware of how this disease upends the lives of everyone it touches physically and financially. According to research by AARP, average cost for cancer treatment can run in the $150,000 range. So, your major medical insurance or Medicare will not cover all the expenses associated with this cancer. Thankfully, there are ways to help with those expenses and ensure you receive the best treatment possible. I personally broker with several companies that can tailor plans to fit your specific needs. So, what exactly is cancer insurance? Well, there are direct and indirect costs associated with the cancer diagnosis. Treatment is a direct cost, while travel expenses are indirect costs. Cancer insurance is a supplemental policy that pays benefits directly to you if you are diagnosed with cancer, which allows you to cover those costs. Most benefits in these policies are based upon specified health care and expenses incurred in conjunction with treatment. However, some policies may pay a lump sum benefit instead upon diagnosis. Cancer insurance is sometimes referred to as specified disease or dreaded disease policies. Contract provisions vary between each type and are very specific. Generally, any disease or sickness diagnosed prior to the policy effective date are excluded in your coverage. You may be asking yourself, do I actually need cancer insurance? Well, let me ask you a question. Do you have a history of cancer in your family? If you answered yes to that question, you understand the toll it takes on someone mentally, physically, and financially. Cancer insurance is a way to help relieve the financial burden and reduce mental stress. The unexpected out of pocket expenses of cancer recovery can add up fast. What's more, medical and non medical expenses can keep people from completing their cancer treatment. Before purchasing a cancer plan, I do recommend that you review your major medical or Medicare coverage and find a plan that will fill in the gaps. If you happen to qualify for Medicaid, you may not need the additional coverage. However, that is why I'm here to help you walk through this and make an educated decision. What else is there to know? Well, duplicate coverage is expensive and unnecessary, so you want to make sure any cancer policy you buy will meet your needs not met by your major medical policy. Some cancer policies state they will pay benefits no matter what your other insurance will pay. However, your major medical policy may contain a coordination of benefits clause or other provisions that would prohibit duplicate coverage. Cancer insurance might not cover all cancer related expenses. Hence, the reason this is considered, which is a third point, not a substitute for major medical. Medical costs vary. On average, hospitalization accounts for 78%, and physician services account for 13%, while the remainder goes to goods and services such as drugs and nursing home care. These policies do provide valuable supplemental benefits to help meet your needs that your medical insurance does not. So now we're going to go over the 3 different types of cancer policies. The first one is an expense incurred policy, meaning it pays a percentage of expenses for all covered treatments listed up to the benefit or policy maximum dollar amount. For example, you can see here in the chart, if you are taking radiation, chemo, or immunotherapy, this policy will pay actual charges maximum $2,500 per month. So if your treatment is say 5,000, your major medical plan covers 2,500 of that and you still have 2,500 left over in a month's time, this policy can help cover that extra 2,500 where you're not having to pay it out of pocket. If you do happen to have a surgery, this plan also has a surgical benefit of maximum $2,500 per surgery. So this plan would definitely help cover what your major medical isn't covering if you review your major medical and see that you have gaps in there. It also does contain a daily hospital confinement benefit of $100 per day for the first 70 days and $1,000 per day for days 71 and above while confined in the hospital. That $1,000 per day is payable in lieu of all other benefits payable for the same time period. Now, the second one is an indemnity policy. It is similar to an expense incurred policy, but it pays for all covered treatments at a fixed dollar limit for each covered treatment, and the benefit amount is not related to the actual expense incurred. So, for example, here you can see hospital confinement benefit is limited to $200 per day. It does provide transportation for you and family members, as well as lodging for you and family members. It does pay you $100 per day for chemotherapy, radiation, and transfusions. Um, it does have surgical procedures up to $5,000 maximum. It pays $500 for a second and third surgical option, but nothing after that. If you do have skin cancer, they will pay $100 per surgical removal with a lifetime maximum of up to $300. And the third is a lump sum policy. It is a first diagnosis or first occurrence policy that pays a lump sum upon diagnosis. The benefit may be any amount, and benefits cannot be denied due to pre existing conditions if the cancer diagnosis is after the effective date. It may contain longer waiting periods. So, lump sum benefit amounts can range from 1,000 to 100,000. It does and can potentially contain a daily hospital confinement benefit rider, which can range from $100 to $1,000 per day, and an intensive care rider, which can range from $100 to $1,000 per day. Now, you might ask, well, can I even get cancer insurance if I've had cancer? Some carriers will not accept a previous cancer diagnosis, but the normal requirement is 10 years without treatments. So if it's been 10 years since you took radiation, chemo, or any hormonal treatments, then you may potentially qualify. It just depends on each particular carrier's underwriting. On top of that, premiums are less expensive the younger you are when you purchase your policy, and coverage options are available to cover not only yourself, but your spouse or domestic partner, as well as eligible dependents, such as your children. Policy benefits and costs. Well, cancer policies sold today vary in cost and coverage. Since benefits can differ, be sure to read the contract carefully and understand what benefits are being offered. Some policies do not cover all types of cancer, such as skin cancer. Some newer policies will provide benefits for outpatient treatment, where others will only provide benefits for inpatient. In conclusion, your major medical policy may pay for procedures and treatments, but they may very well be other related expenses that aren't covered. Also, some policy common exclusions. Covering treatment received only in an inpatient setting. This means that they will not pay for any treatments that you are getting outside of a facility. Fixed dollar limits on policy benefits. They have specified amounts, as you've seen, that I previously shared in the table, to where they will only pay up to so much in a limited amount. For example, may only pay up to $1,500 for surgery cost or $1,000 for radiation. Payments of $50 to $100 for each day in the hospital, things like that. Excluding coverage for existing conditions. So, like if you've been diagnosed with cancer, but you're still able to get a cancer policy, they're not going to cover something that is already a pre existing issue. Um, they exclude coverage for cancer related illnesses. So, some policies may not cover any health problems or infections, diabetes, or pneumonia that may be related to having cancer treatments. Um, some policies do require waiting periods of up to 30 days. And if cancer is diagnosed during the waiting period, you may not be covered. Also, depending on contract provisions, benefits may cease after a period of time, such as 2 or 3 years. Um, on top of that, most companies do require documentation of diagnosis. This could mean a pathology report or a biopsy, anything like that. And then, as far as renewability goes, some cancer policies are guaranteed renewable and may not be canceled by the company, while others are renewable at the company's option. So, there are some things to consider there if you're looking at purchasing a cancer policy. That is all I have for today. Thank you for watching, and if you should have any further inquiries, please send your email to me at the email listed on the presentation. If you would like to know more about other products that I offer, you can check out my website. Thank you and have a great day.